Hello, guys. How is everybody doing? Just a second. Turn that down. Okay. I can still hear it. All right, hold on one second, guys. Okay, I was hoping to use two cameras, but I don't think that's going to work. All right, guys. Hello. Come on in. As you come on, say hello. So tonight we are going to be doing a little bit of training about the way that I organize our inventory, our paparazzi inventory. And I wanted to share that with you guys. I get a lot of questions about it, so I figured I do a video about it. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please come on and first of all say hi, and then let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I want to make sure that the audio is okay. And let me know if you guys have any questions. What kind of issues are you having with your inventory and that kind of stuff? So I promised I would do this training about how we set up our bling room. We were using our living room for a little over 3 years, guys. And our inventory, of course, has grown. And so we needed it to have its own space, basically. So we decided to take one of our spare bedrooms and make it the bling room, which is also like a boutique that local customers can come shop. But also it was so that we can have our living room back, basically. So when we had it in our living room, we had, I didn't want to put holes in the wall, so we used the rolling stainless steel racks. If you guys go to the previous videos, you can see those. And that worked great because I could roll them around and stuff. But in here, we actually put the pegboard on the walls. And instead of the rolling racks, I used one of the rolling racks, half of it, the bottom half of it, and made a rolling live cart. So I can just roll around to the jewelry that I'm showing for the night. Okay. So that way I'm not constantly moving racks or moving jewelry. I can just roll the live cart, which I'll show you in a minute, to whatever pieces that I'm showing for that night. Basically, the way we have it set up, and we are on Comet Sold, but you can do this even if you're not on Comet Sold or Shopify. It would work the same way because we actually started this before we got on Comet Sold, but Comet Sold was definitely the determining factor as to how we did our inventory. So I see there's a couple of viewers. Please say hello. Let me know that you are there. And that way I can see whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. Say hi. If you guys have any questions during the live, go ahead and put them in the comments. Okay. Now, if you're watching me live, especially from YouTube, I can see your comments right away. However, if you're watching the replay and you put comments, StreamYard takes about 3 to 4 business days before I actually get those comments. So if you find that I'm not answering you, I'm not ignoring you, it just takes a couple days for those comments to get from StreamYard, which is what I'm streaming on, to the YouTube live platform. Okay. They do eventually show up, but it takes a few days. If you're live, that's fine. Go ahead and leave the comments. If we're not live anymore, then still leave the comments. I will get back to you. I try and answer every single one of them. So please leave comments, questions, what are you struggling with, basically. All right. So this room is about 14 by 13 and a half feet. It's a spare bedroom, and we use the pegboard. Now, I had pegboard left over from when Kmart went out of business. We got a pallet of the pegboard that they had. So it's an odd shape. It's not a normal shape or measurements. So we kind of had to make it work because I didn't want to spend extra money when I already had pegboard, and this pegboard is actually pretty heavy duty. So if you notice, like this piece right here is one, and then I had these really thin strips that a friend of mine had given us, so we use those for the top, and I'll show you those in just a second. I use the J hooks from wallpegs.com, but I actually buy them from Amazon. Let me grab one. These are the pegs that we use. They're similar to the ones from the home office, except they are J-shaped. So I like these better because when you are doing like vendor events, the jewelry does not slide off. I actually use folding boards that are just two pieces of matching boards with 3 zip ties. I put the jewelry on them and I fold them, and that's how I pack for my vendor events. So these work really well because the jewelry can swing on them, but it doesn't fall off. Okay. So that's what we are using for our bling room. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's any comments. All right. Give me a second, guys. I want to share this to my team page and get the ball rolling here. So give me 1 second. All right, here we go. Link, go here, and paste. Okay, there we go. Now, feel free to share this with your team members or any page that you want to share this with. If you are not yet a YouTube subscriber, please make sure you hit the subscribe and that little bell so that you can get notified of future trainings. Also, if you guys have any training suggestions, what topics you want me to train on, please leave that in the comments, okay? All right, so we are going to go ahead and I was hoping to use my phone for this, but it doesn't work because it gives me feedback. So basically, this is kind of my overflow wall. So let's see if I can tilt this over to this wall over there. There we go. That's what my normal wall looks like. Okay, so you can see I got short necklaces on the top. Is all short necklaces. I got 2 rows of earrings and then 2 rows of bracelets, and then all my long necklaces are on the bottom. Okay, so that's how I have that set up. Now give me a second. I want to try again to go on my phone so that I can give you a better view of the room. I'll try this again. All right. Okay. Hold on. All right. That should fix it. See if I can figure out how to turn this camera around. No, it's not going to let me turn around. Okay, so we're just going to kind of go through this real quick.
we're going to do the best we can, guys. All right, so as you can see, I got rows of necklaces, short necklaces up here. We got 2 rows of earrings. And then we got 2 rows of bracelets. And then on the very bottom, we have the long necklaces. And it's pretty much like that all the way around, you guys. All the way around. Now, what I wanted to show you is first, this is one of the stainless steel parts that I use. The bottom half is on wheels, and I apologize, I can't see what I'm doing really quick. But I've got my laptop, I've got my tripod, my bell, my scanner, because I use Comet Sold. It's also my shipping station, so I got my label maker and my scale down there. Okay. And then in here, we have this is the closet of the bedroom. And we have the Z Boutique in here. Okay. Over here, got the rings on a thread holder. So this holds 120 rings. I got this from Amazon. But what I really wanted to show you is under normal circumstances, we only have one of each piece on the wall. And each piece has an inventory number, okay? And I'm going to show you how we do it. So let me switch back over to the computer.
Okay. Sorry, guys, that was a little awkward, but couldn't think of how else to do it. All right, so I'm going to show you. So normally we only put one of each piece on the wall. We're currently in the process of moving our green bins that you saw pictures of into the other spare bedroom. So right now I have some overstock, actually on this side. You can see it's in the plastic behind the display piece, which I don't like to do, but for now that's how we're doing it until I can get more bins set up in that room. All right, so this necklace is $199. Now, my multiple pieces, I decided to start them at 1,000. So anything lower than 1,000, as far as numbers, that means it's a one and done. Okay, that's just how I decided to do it. So that way, when I show it, even if I'm not using Comet Sold, that tells me how many I have of each piece, I know that this number 199 is a one and done. Okay, so I use, these are gift tags. I get 200 of these from Amazon. I think they're like $7.99. Okay, these are what I used to make my own numbers for my lives, but I don't do that anymore because I use Comet Sold. But these stickers I got from Amazon as well. They have the reverse and the regulars. So I got the reverse for my lives, and I got the regular ones for my bins. However, now I have a label maker, so I make my own. I have a Dymo 450 for my labels, and I recently purchased a Dymo 4XL for my shipping station because I found myself switching labels all the time and it was driving me crazy. All right, so now that I'm using Comet Sold, I cut this right here, okay, and then cut it in half, and it gives me a piece this size, okay? And this is what I currently use for my inventory. So if you look at, where's the necklace? Right here, okay? This is number 199. And because I use Comet Sold, we have to barcode everything. Because when I'm live, all I do is scan it and show it. And when I scan it, Comet Sold gives it a number, not this number. its own number for that live. And that way, that's what they comment, and that's how that gets put in their cart. However, this necklace is going to be number 199 until this is sold and gone. Once it's sold and gone, I put this number in this bin that I have, so I know that this is now an open number that I can reuse eventually. Okay, so I use these strings because I was trying to think of a way that I originally was putting the barcode right on the item, but then when I'm at a vendor event and I sell this piece, how do I keep track that I sold this piece? Okay, so I came up with the string and tag idea. So I found these strings. They're actually clothing tag strings. On Amazon, I got 1,000 for like, I think $7. And they lock. Okay. Now, I don't like the waste stuff, so I just lock them and reuse them. So I lock them, and then I just loop them through. You can see I looped it through here, and then put the tag through it. So now, when I'm at a vendor event and I sell this piece, I have a little container that I just take this tag off. See, just take this tag off. And I put it in that container. That way, when I get home, I know to take this number 199 out of my inventory. And it's a fast way to take care of your customer and don't have to write anything down or anything. So when you put the tag through, just loop it through and voila. Okay. So occasionally I'll go live without comments sold, and I will use this inventory number. Okay, that's what I would use, 199. All right, so I do the long necklaces the same way. I do the earrings the same way. Same thing with the earrings. Just loop it through. This is number 1449, which means I have more than one. Now, when this gets down to one, I will change the number to a one and done number. That way I can reuse this tag. Okay. All right. Now, as far as rings and bracelets. So rings and bracelets and some of the Urbans have a different type of tag. So what I did is I used these 1/2-inch ring binders and put it right through the paparazzi hole, so I'm not damaging the tag, and then put the tag on that way. Okay, so like this cuff bracelet, which is usually impossible to hang, now you can hang it with this 1/2-inch ring binder. Okay, same thing with rings. Rings don't have tags, so I use the 1/2-inch ring binder. This is it opens and closes. I'll show you. See, it opens like that, and then they just snap close. And the same thing, so when I'm at a vendor event, I just take this tag off, throw it in my little container, and sell the ring. Okay. All right, so one of each on the wall. Everything else goes in the matching bin. So my bins they start at 1,000. So like that 1442, I think it was. Let me just show. All right, so like this one here. Obviously, I don't have a bin because I've got one hanging behind it, but eventually 1469 will have its own green bin. So all the overstock for 1649 is going to stay in the plastic. I don't take it out. I just barcode it, and I put this number on it using a Garby gun. Okay, I got this from Amazon. I think it was like $52. I had a cheaper one, but it kept breaking. So I got the more expensive one and it works great. So $14.69 eventually, when I get that room done, that piece right there, that overstock piece, will be in the bin. Okay? Guys, if you're watching, say hi because I don't see any comments. Okay, so whether you're using Comet Sold or not, you could use this inventory system, because when I first started, we were opening every single piece. I was hanging 4, 5, 6 necklaces, whatever, all in the one peg, and it'll fit, but I was having to buy packaging to repackage everything. I use the organza bags. Now I don't use this unless it's the last piece. I have different sizes. Unless it's the last piece, the display piece, then it goes in the organza bag. So the packaging is pretty much the original packaging that Paparazzi sends it in. That's how I package it, guys. Okay. So I will show you some of my overstock. Hey, Angela. Which I just happen to have here. Some of my overstock waiting on the new room to get done. So basically, you can see like this one's $14.82. This is the Comet Sold barcode. Comet Sold will read the Paparazzi barcode for everything but the fulfilling an order process. They're still working on it, so I have to make this piece right here. Hey guys, hey Pamela. So this is how my overstock stays in the original packaging, guys. You can see this is all overstock. They all have their own VIN number and the Comet Sold barcode. Now, if you're not using Comet Sold, you can just put the VIN number. Okay, so that's how I store everything. So if you're not using Comet Sold, then hopefully one day I can have my own bling room. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Claim it, girl. Claim it. If you're not using Comet Sold, we used to put customers' orders in these Dollar Tree baskets. Okay. We put a card with their name, and then as they're ordering stuff, we would put it in the basket. However, that was a process. And then when somebody didn't pay their invoice, you'd have to pull the basket, put the inventory back up. With Comet Sold, we don't touch the jewelry other than showing it. And then after the invoice is paid, Comet Sold gives you a pick list, okay? So it'll say Angela wants 1442 earrings. She wants 1225 bracelet. It'll tell you exactly what you need to pull. So I actually pull it up on my phone and I'll say, okay, pull this one. I'll get one of those green baskets for Angela and I'll pull the earring, I'll pull the bracelet, whatever Angela ordered. I'm using you for example, Angela. And then I package it and I ship it out. So we no longer have to have all these customer baskets laying around. And people constantly texting me, what do I have in my basket? How many pieces? Did I get these earrings already? I don't have that anymore because Comet Sold, they can go look and see what they have in their cart currently, and they can go and look and see if they purchased that earring or not. They can see all their purchase history. So I get a lot of questions about how do you organize your inventory. So this is it, guys. One of each piece on the wall. Like I said, normally I don't have these in the plastic here. We're just finishing up our overstock room, so that's not quite done yet. Normally there's just one of each piece on the wall. I love that I can go back myself and see what I've ordered. Yes, yes, it is awesome. Like now that I have Comet Sold, I don't know how I did it before. Me and Steph, God bless her, she used to sit and try and keep the order straight for me. And she did an awesome job. But yeah. So anybody have any questions whatsoever? Like a lot of you use, and I did it too for years, I think for about 2 years. I would show a piece and then, okay, this is number 1198. And then the next show, it'll be a different number. But I don't use these numbers anymore, guys, because each one of my piece, when it comes in, I number it. And let me show you. This is a little organizer. It's actually, I wish I could use my cell phone. It would be so much better. But this is a little, this is actually from Harbor Freight. It's a toolbox drawer organizer. If you go to the tool organizers in Harbor Freight, you can find these. So this has my blank tags. Okay, this is my junk. This has the one and done numbers, which are less than 1,000. So these are pieces that I've sold out on, and I put it back in here. This one here is the rings. Now the rings I did are and a number. Okay, so I have 120 bins for rings because my thread holder holds 120 rings. So R27. So this, I have little small gray bins that I got from Harbor Freight. They're 20 in a box for $10. And I use those instead of the big green ones for the rings. And they sit on top of the green ones. So anything with an R, that's a ring. And then I'm currently out of the regular. So you see, this is my next number that I use. And I print these out on my Dymo label maker, guys. This is a 1 7/8 by, I want to say 1 7/8 by 3 inches label. It's a roll and it goes right in my Dymo printer. Yeah, so that's how I manage our inventory. So whether you're using a system like Shopify or Comet Sold, this would work even if you're not using those systems, guys. It's a lot more organized. It's neater when your customer comes to shop. That it's right there. They don't have to dig, Now, if you don't have this much space, some consultants use the bags, the block bags, and then they put the numbers on the outside of the bag and they have the display in the bag. That work too. You can recycle your boxes and put your Ziplocs in there. It's whatever works for you guys. We've tried several different things before we decided to do it this way. Hubby has a fan in my chair, and that's between my display that I use tonight. My numbers are scratched scattered everywhere the next morning. Yes. And that was my thing. Like, I was constantly showing the piece, hanging the number. And then what happens too is when, you have your replay shoppers, and sometimes they shop a show that's a week old. And then, your numbers are now different. And so I would have to go rewatch the video, and my videos are usually 2 hours or more. I'd have to go rewatch the video to figure out what 208 was. So it was a nightmare. So I watched a training, and I don't remember who the training was. And they were doing this system. And I said, oh my God, that would be awesome, because 208 will be that necklace, whether it was last week or now. It's still 208 unless it's sold out. So that works a lot better for your replay shoppers. Okay, so you don't have to watch the video to figure out what the heck 208 was. Does that make sense? So do you guys have any questions? Any questions, guys? Because I know I'm constantly getting texts and messengers asking me inventory stuff. So I figured I'd jump on, and I was hoping to have my phone and kind of walk around and show you the room, but that didn't really happen. Didn't quite work that way. However, if you go to the YouTube channel, I did do a video tour of the room. So you can go watch that. All right. Anybody else before we close out for tonight? And guys, when I first started, we literally painted a black rectangular on our bonus room wall and used pink duct tape, bright pink duct tape, and I used clear thumbtacks. That was my display when I first started with my starter kit. So baby steps. Baby steps for sure. All right, I see Pamela, I see Angela. Who's my third person? I see a third person on here. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out for tonight because I don't see any questions. Feel free to share this with your team members. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments, or any training ideas that you want us to do future trainings on, okay? All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night. Good night, guys. Good night, Pamela. Good night, Angela.